You know, some players, they don't just join a team, they completely redefine it. And for the San Francisco Giants, that player is outfielder Jung Hoo Lee. Today, we're going to dig into how a superstar from the KBO, who carries this legendary name, just took Major League Baseball by storm. Right from the moment he first stepped onto the field at Oracle Park, you could feel something special brewing in the stands. It's a level of excitement, of devotion that goes way beyond just cheering for a guy. I mean, we're talking a full-blown phenomenon, a connection that has energized the entire city. But here's the thing, this whole incredible story, it almost ended before it even really began. A massive setback threatened to just cut his major league career short right as it was getting started, testing him in a way you can't even imagine. So, to really get who Jung Hoo Lee is, you gotta go back. You have to understand the name he carries. See, his story doesn't just start with him. It's rooted in a legacy that set these huge expectations from day one. So where does a cool nickname like Grandson of the Wind even come from? Well, his father, Lee Jung, was an absolute legend in the KBO, famous for his insane speed. They called him the Son of the Wind. So naturally, when his super talented son came along, the name just fit, Grandson of the Wind. It's an awesome name for sure, but man, does it carry the weight of history. But here's what's so cool. Despite that famous family name, Jung Hoo Lee is anything but a copy of his dad. He has completely forged his own identity, and you see it crystal clear the second he steps into the batter's box, with one of the most unique swings you will ever see. And don't just take my word for it. Lee says it himself. My dad would never tell me how to play baseball, so it's something that I made. He didn't build his style from a textbook. It came from his own gut feeling for the game. All right, so let's break this thing down. How does it actually work? It's really a three-part dance. First, he stands tall and wide open, which helps him get a great look at the pitcher. Then, as the pitch starts, he takes this sharp step in and bam, he freezes, totally coiled up like a spring. And finally, right as the ball leaves the pitcher's hand, he takes a second step forward and just unleashes all that stored up energy. It looks unconventional, but every single piece is designed to sync him up perfectly with that incoming pitch.
And here's the kicker. You ask him about this really complex, kind of weird-looking process, and his answer is just so simple. It's all about the timing. That's it. That's the whole secret. Every part of that intricate motion has one single goal: get the bat on the ball at the absolute perfect moment.
So he had the famous name, this one-of-a-kind swing, and a massive $113 million contract. His rookie season was shaping up to be everything the Giants dreamed of. And then, just like that, it all came crashing down. I mean, just look at the timeline. It's wild. He signs this life-changing deal in December, makes his huge debut in March, and by May, after only 37 games, his season is just over. A nasty collision with the outfield wall changed everything. And look, this wasn't just some minor tweak. He dislocated his shoulder and tore his labrum. That means major surgery. For any hitter, a shoulder injury like that can be a career ender. His rookie year was done, and his entire future was suddenly up in the air. But his reaction to all this, I mean, it's just incredible. Even after hearing the devastating news, he called that short month and a half in the majors the happiest moments in my baseball career. That just shows you how much he loves the game and how determined he was to get back no matter what. And boy, did he come back. After this grueling 6-month rehab, Lee didn't just show up for the 2025 season. He came back better, smarter, and more dominant than anyone could have predicted. So what was different? What changed? Well, a big piece was his mindset. He figured out that MLB pitchers were going to challenge him right away, so he decided to get more aggressive. His swing rate on pitches in the strike zone jumped from 58% to 64%. Instead of waiting, he decided to attack. The results? They were just staggering. I mean, look at this. He hit .316 for the season, hitting over 300 against righties, lefties, fastballs, breaking balls, you name it. He basically had no weaknesses. He proved he could handle any pitcher, any pitch, anytime. But if you want one single number that tells the whole story of his comeback, it's this one, 12. That's how many triples he hit in 2025. It shows off not just his hitting, but that elite, game-changing speed. The grandson of the wind was absolutely living up to his name. And that number, 12, it's not just a big number, it's historic. It tied the all-time record for an Asian-born player, a record held by the one and only Ichiro Suzuki.
So Lee didn't just come back from his injury, he put his name in the history books, right next to the guy he looked up to his whole life. And all of this incredible comeback, this infectious joy, it brings us right back to where we started, the fans in the stands. His comeback lit a fire, and it led to the creation of one of the most dedicated, awesome fan groups in all of sports. So why do they love him so much? The group's founder, Kyle Smealy, just hits the nail on the head. He says he plays with a joy and excitement that I think we all resonate with. It's not just about the batting average, right? It's about the pure passion he brings to the park every single day.
And let me tell you, these Lee Gans, as they're called, are not messing around. We're talking fiery wigs, custom chants for Lee in Korean. They're even set up as a nonprofit, inspired by those intense European soccer fan clubs. This is some next-level fandom. And you know what's really cool? This isn't a one-way street. Lee says the fans are a huge motivation for him, that they push him to give everything he has out on the field. The player fuels the fans, and the fans fuel the player right back. It's just a perfect cycle. So when you put it all together, a guy who beat a career-threatening injury, became an absolute star, tied his idol's record, and inspired this whole movement in the stands, there's really only one question left. With all that talent, his city, and the hooligans cheering him on, just how high can the grandson of the wind fly?